Hello Stellar Souls, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I do have another pick a card reading here for you today, and this is all about the next 6 months, but for the year of 2023. So the rest of 2023, we've just had a new financial year beginning. So kind of like some resolutions might come through as well. So the rest of 2023, please only take what resonates. It still is a general collective reading as always. This is pile number 1. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot. Pile number 2, the Radiant Wilds Tarot. Pile number 3, the Muse Tarot, and pile number 4, this is the Star Child Akashic Records Tarot. So tune into your energy, take a deep breath. When you have chosen your pile, the one that speaks to you, the messages that are going to invigorate you, inspire you over the next 6 months, then timestamps are in the description below, and I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. This is all about the rest of 2023, the next 6 months. I am recording this in July, but you can watch this whenever. This is the Modern Witch Tarot that you chose, but I'm actually going to start with some oracle cards just to get an overall theme, and we'll dive into everything once we have them all laid out. So the next 6 months of 2023, the rest of 2023, what is happening for pile 1? Main messages for pile number 1, the rest of 2023. Pile number 1, the rest of 2023. As always, guys, it still is a general collective reading, so please only take what resonates. Don't let anything take from you. Use it as personal development, kind of like a heads up, and you can do it with it as you wish. You do have free will. Everyone involved has free will. I love this. And some of these. And time is fluid, so it could start happening a little bit later. It doesn't have to be like in the process right now. Happening over the next 6 months of 2023. What can pile number 1 expect? Messages for their best and highest good. Thank you. And what is happening for pile number 1? Too many. Pile number 1, the rest of 2023. Thanks. Alright, we have all the good stuff. And push those out. Put that in there. Put that in there. Alright, I'll get more cards as we go along, but I want to start with these. So we have Extraordinary in the middle of the deck, and I love that peacock. Look at that. Hi, here I am. It's a new year. Wow, I really like this coupled with the 2 main themes in terms of the expansion energy of Jupiter there, Sagittarius energy, and the 10th house of your reputation. What are you doing? Have you been trying to get somewhere? Because you've also got strength and emotion, and they're 2 like green, healing, very nourishing, very watery. You've got water energy, and then you've also got Virgo energy. The strength to continue the job and the emotion to know the way. That's really what I'm picking up with this is it cucumber? Yeah, with this cucumber card. It feels like don't forget where you came from, okay? So with all this expansion that is going on, with whatever you're doing, I feel like you are expanding your comfort zone. And really, I think this stop card is trying to say, like, don't stop on your pursuit of your goals and your happiness here. don't stop dimming your light. Like, don't dim your light for anyone with this extraordinary making a statement kind of message here. There's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Absolutely. I feel like this has a lot to do with your career, with a lot to do with the work that you're doing, that you're putting out there. There's something being recognized in you for the work that you're doing as an empire. You're building an empire, but it says, like, make sure you come home to yourself. Make sure you don't lose yourself in the process. With this number 4 and just the Cancer energy, the emotion, and the Moon card, it's like, keep some things private, okay? Keep your home important to you. Keep your strength when it comes to ticking things off and diligently, like, pushing outside your comfort zone. And even if it's a bit cringe, you know, even if it's like you're the only one standing out in the crowd of whatever work that you're doing, it's a good thing. I feel like you're disrupting your industry in some way, shape, or form with the Jupiter and expansion energy here. It's like you've taken a calculated risk. You're rolling the dice. You're riding this, like, carousel, this Ferris wheel. You're really, like, seeking and I feel like you're blessing the masses. That sounds pretty, like, egotistical, but really I think there's something here where you've got a lot of enthusiasm, you've got a lot of energy. There are the comforts of home still keeping you grounded from, you know, fame can get fickle at times, but I think there's something here about you having, like, good intentions for whatever it is that you're putting out into the world. You're really doing it with a sense of adventure and exploration. You could actually be going on, like, an expedition of sorts, and in some way it's going to be televised, or you know, you're making a documentary, okay? There could be something like that going on that could take you away from home, and so it's kind of saying, like, have the strength to remember where you came from, especially if this is taking you to somewhere like Hollywood. Empress energy, Queen of all queens. What is happening over the next 6 months in 2023 for pile number 1? Yeah, lots of responsibilities. Everything is fine. I'm in denial about how much pressure I'm putting on myself. So, yeah, I mean, don't stop in the pursuit of what you're trying to do. But remember, it's okay to close the doors and to take a breather and to keep some things to yourself. The Empress and the Emperor energy. Holy cow. Wow. What you doing? Devil energy. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, you're heading off. What if you've been waiting for this moment? Wow, I'm excited, but, like, nervous excited. So, I mean, I did a year of NLP, like a course, and we called it, what did we call it? The Sanctuary. Oh no, the Odyssey, but we stayed at the Sanctuary. A lot of, like, fancy words, really. But there was something about us, if it was scary and exciting, do it, okay? But as long as you're not playing with, I mean, you can play with your reputation when you're trying to expand it, but don't fake it till you make it so much that you forget who you are. And don't mess around with things that comes down to, like, people you care about's emotions, and don't mess around with money matters, okay? So don't take risks too far with money matters unless you've got the right help here. I'm interested to find out about this everything is fine and the Devil energy, because look, the Emperor can get a little bit egotistical, especially if they're trying to get a lot of like likes, you know, especially if you're hung up at night on your phone as this, like, second in this deck. There's 2 Ten of Swords, because the author of this deck made this at a time that they were feeling, like, really disconnected, and you know, the haters of the world were getting them down. So there's this energy of kind of scrolling endlessly and becoming obsessed with the ego boost that likes and fame and like immediate satisfaction can be quite hollow, okay? So there's this this inner thing, this is the core of it, but the outside is, I'm growing, I'm going in the right direction, I'm creating something worthwhile here, and I've been waiting possibly 9 months or 9 years for this to, like, come into the world, to be born into the world, to yeah, be set free. Because this 3 of Wands can talk about, like, waiting for your ship to come in, but it can also talk about, well, when that ship does arrive in my bay and I know which one it is, then I'm getting on that ship and away we go. So there is a sense of travel here with Jupiter and expansion energy. You know, Sagittarius, they shoot their shot. So there is a sense of like having this courage and having this, I guess you do have to have a strong level of confidence to be able to push this forward. And you do have to take a lot of action. There's a fine line between receiving and action, okay? With the Empress energy, which is the divine feminine, and the Emperor energy, which is the divine masculine. You've got mummy and daddy, okay, of the tarot. And lots of Capricorn, lots of Aries energy here. Water sign energy, fire energy. It's, yeah. You've got the drive and determination. There's almost like a sick work ethic in terms of like fully sick. Do you know what I mean? There's a sick work ethic. And there is a sense that you may be very attached to this, like chained to it. Like you possibly signed a contract about this. There's a strong need to not take on any haters online, especially if this is something that's going to be like expose you online somehow. Interesting. Are you doing this with someone though? Tell me more about the Empress and the Emperor. Tell me more about the Empress and the Emperor. Eight of Wands. There's a lot of communication back and forwards between the two parties. The Lovers, the World. There's the travel energy again, but it also feels like closing a chapter. And the King of Wands. Yeah, the fiery energy coming through for the masculines for sure. There is a sense of huge confidence. I think that's why you have to tap into your own, if you're not doing this with a lover, or you're not like on The Bachelor or something, with the Lovers energy showing up there, it just feels like you're looking for a partner. But look, you've got the Devil and the Lovers energy, and please excuse my stickers, but I love this deck and I don't want YouTube to see the little butts on there. So the stickers are there. Sorry about defacing the artwork. Such a shame. But there's a healthy and there's an unhealthy attachment, okay? It's like Gemini energy. It's like you may have to be away from your partner for some time, or it's like with this world, possibly your partner's coming on this trip and this adventure with you. You could be on like the what's it called? The Extraordinary Race or the Great Race or something like that, where you travel around together. But I really do feel if this is you doing this by yourself, it's a strong need to balance the two parts of yourself, of masculine and feminine, so that you can get this done. You're really pushing through and pushing outside of your comfort zone to tap into and communicate with each of those, okay? With the Eight of Wands here, it's like communicate with a sense of receiving when you have to. It's almost giving me like Marilyn Monroe vibes. Like I can be coy to get what I want, but then I can be bold and assertive to get what I want as well. There's a strong confidence that's coming through with all of this. If you can put the phone down and like put your settings on don't notify me when anyone talks about me kind of thing, because I do get the strong sense there's a lot that's going to be said about you, or a lot that's going to be said about your relationship. If that's resonating for you, then you've got to kind of like separate yourself from the noise. You've kind of got to block out the noise, or you're just going to be like your DMs are going to be flooded by people who want to, you know, become your lover. But I really do feel like a sense of confidence coming through here. Tell me about the Devil energy. The Fool. Rushing into a situation. Is it married at first sight? Oh my gosh. There's that kind of vibe to it where there's something really like reality TV about this. And look, if that's not your life, then there's something where if you're just going about your day-to-day business, there's something where you're going to be recognized at work for what work you have been putting in and how extraordinary you actually are. You also could be having a glow up, especially if you're the masculine, because it's the male peacock that looks like this, right? That looks like the dramatic queen. And look, some of you could be in drag. But there's that kind of energy where you could be glowing up to the point of the minute you walk into a room, you get everyone's attention because your beauty just steals the show, right? This confidence coming through is you kind of working the room, working any room you walk into. But I do feel like there's a sense of you heading off on a journey of some description, okay? And it could just be a journey, computers fully agreeing with that, but it could be a journey just in your own career path, okay? It doesn't necessarily need to be about travel, but a lot here does say travel. Travel, 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 travel. And I pointed at the devil because of the full energy that we got, and then we've got the Eight of Cups walking away from something. So look, there'll be it's like maybe you're signing some contracts, or you get offered some contracts that don't seem like they're a great fit, that they could have you tied up in ways that you don't want to be tied up, and it's too far outside your comfort zone, and that's when you can kind of use that assertive Aries energy and go, no thank you, stop, that's enough, you've reached the limit here. And I think because you've reached a certain level of recognition, fame, competence, notoriety, okay, and you've got certain responsibilities, you've achieved a certain level, you're able to say, actually, you're taking it too far, no thank you. But you remain optimistic, you remain truth-seeking, you remain like on this expansion energy of learning and growing, and even like teaching others as you go, taking chances, exploring, right? That full energy coming through is very much that. All right, let's find out more about the devil. But yeah, if there's contracts that don't feel like, or collaborations that don't feel like they fit, yeah, you are going to have to be like, I can smell a rat. I'm sorry, but this is not going to be happening here. With the Two Swords just sitting on the edge here of the Seven of Swords, this is like you making the decision and making it quickly to not be in denial about the things that could be unhealthy obsessions or attachments going on here. This is going to require a lot of strength to not just remain optimistic and to keep your emotions cool, calm, and collected. Also, the Four here and the emotion here really talks about mothering energy. So it's a sense of self-discipline, but also like nurturing self, giving yourself a lot of self-love with the Empress energy. She's the Queen of all queens. And like I said, she's the mum, the mother. And she's a fair mother, so she'll say, no, you can't do that, but I still love you, and this is why you can't do that. You know, it's the fair discipline, but it's nurturing. Yeah, Ten of Wands again. So there's a sense of like making sure this doesn't become too much of a burden, whatever this path you're on, whatever exciting path you're creating for yourself. What are some things? Oh, the World. Wait, I was going to say the World again. So we're on the same deck. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I mean, you're in control of what ship that you get on, right? If you're waiting for a ship to come in, it feels like you get a say in this with the Wheel of Fortune. You really get a say on like what kind of karma comes towards you and what kind of karma you'll accept. It's almost like I've learnt my lesson from previous experiences of dealing with overburdening myself, overworking myself, becoming obsessed too much about a particular work thing or a particular relationship as well that is coming up. And I know when it becomes too much and when I need to put the sticks down and create a new chapter, start again, get on a different ship, embark on a new journey. So that I do feel like you've got a sense of karma control here in a way. It's like your decisions, the decisions you make over the next 6 months, the rest of 2023 are really going to push the wheel in your favor. But you have to be very careful about not getting too overworked and overburdened to the point where you kind of become a martyr in your, it's almost like, well, because I have this responsibility or this achievement or this fame, and I'm suddenly realizing that there's two thrones here with the reputation, and there's the two like powerhouses here. So it does feel like maybe a marriage taking place for some of you with the Lover's energy here, maybe just meeting your divine counterpart, but also maybe expected to take on a role that you can't handle, or not that you can't handle, but you have to put up some boundaries. You have to say, look, I'm not comfortable in doing this, and I also don't feel, there's a lot of higher learning that's happening. this could be anything. Like I also just heard step parent, bonus parent, and just dealing with possibly like a toxic connection to the divine masculine. So like baby mama, and how there's this like sneaking around kind of energy potentially on their part. It could have to do with money, or it just could have to do with like sly communication coming in from that person, and just like ball and chain kind of energy. So it does feel like an ex-spouse, like someone was married to, but that's again quite specific, so please only take it how it resonates. Yeah, let's find out. The High Priestess. Wow, this is a loaded reading. This is a loaded reading. With this, like, the High Priestess and the Hierophant. Look at the divine counterparts here. This is a spiritual connection. This is a spiritual lesson. This is a spiritual rebalancing for you to really tap into your divine masculine and your divine feminine, but also into like your connection with spirit, and remembering how important that is, to not get caught up too much in the junkie. I just heard junkie side of fame. So that could mean things that like, I'm hearing that as like tinkering. It's like you think there's a treasure chest, but it's full of junk, and it's like just, it sounds like rattled. If you shake it, it would sound like it's full of gold, but it's actually like little pieces of tin and scrap metal. Do you know what I mean? It's like, let's not get caught up on the things that are possibly like fake materialistic possessions that don't add any real value or emotion to your life. And that might be too much too soon, okay? And that might tip you over into feeling like you're controlled or obsessed, or you know, you don't even recognize yourself. There's that kind of energy coming through. Tell me more about this energy over here. 3 of Wands, 10 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, Justice. Yeah, make sure you find a balance between what is real and what is, you know, fantasy here. Even when it comes to your looks, because I was very much just drawn immediately to the peacock here, and how the peacock seems like it's teetering on its tiptoes, okay, leaning forward. It can feel like forward motion, like inertia. You kind of can't stop from you can't stop yourself from keeping moving forward, or feeling like you're still moving and still running and still going. And that could have to do with like, put the brakes on a little bit, especially if it has to do with like balancing out facial features, if there's someone getting work done or something like that. It just feels like know your limits, okay? Know your limits. And also there is justice coming about a situation if there is like a third party involved in some way. I mean, the devil does talk about the third party influences, whether it's, you know, alcohol, drugs, whether it's like a sex addiction or a work addiction. It can be toxic people, or it can be like third party energy of other people, like bosses and stuff like that, especially when it's next to the Emperor. So there is a sense of balance coming through when it's talking about relationships, as long as you can keep this sense of, we can always start over, we can always start a new chapter, and we can always like go on a new adventure. We don't just have to follow the way that someone else, we don't have to follow this red carpet. We can follow the yellow brick road wherever we want to take it. That's the strength, okay? That's the inner strength. With the Hierophant and the High Priestess coming out, that's definitely the inner strength coming through. Yeah, okay. You've got the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck there. So this is talking about like wearing your heart on your sleeve. So very much involving love, this situation. Let me just get a few tea leaf messages. I want to go deep on this reading. What else is happening in the next 6 months? Beware of self-delusion. Wow. The dragon energy. Yeah. Don't lose your morals and your values in this, you know, shiny, shiny world that you seem to be entering into. Stuff you will be taken care of in difficult times. That's like a walking stick. So it does feel like a sense, and you've got aides around you. You do have like support people around you can rely on. But interestingly, it's almost looking like a dragon. So it feels like your inner dragon knows when it's too much, and knows that like, I will burn the place down if I have to, but I would rather not because my morals... Stop it! What? What? Wow. Beware of great pride. Beware of self-delusion. You might owe yourself an apology. Here's the Hermit energy, okay? You might owe yourself an apology for the inner work that you didn't do, the shadow work that you didn't do, okay? For getting involved in petty arguments and competition, okay? For online competition, oddly enough, I'm still picking up. And for not speaking truth about certain situations. Always in this deck, this art depiction with these people with the masks on, it's like they're not saying what they need to say. They're not speaking their truth, and therefore they're getting involved in petty disagreements and competitions that their inner self would be like, oh, shame on you. Like, you did not, that was not your best work, pile number one, you know? And so you're having this tame the beast. And I think the beast is this fame, is this recognition that is happening. There's the Fool energy again, and the Two of Swords that I was picking up over here of making the right decisions. Self-delusion, taking the blindfold off and being very, very aware of what is happening to you, around you, and inside of you, okay? Very much so over the next 6 months, inside of you. Now, these have little quotes on the back, so I want to read that out. A flower falls even though we love it, and a weed grows even though we do not love it. Yeah, there's this sense that everything can crumble at a moment's notice when it's built on pretense, and when it's built on like the fickle ideals of society, okay? And so just be aware that yes, the flower can grow and it can have its love and it can have its moment in the spotlight, but a weed will grow eventually if the flower is not nourished. And that's again talking about the 4th house, like home, roots, family, nurturing, ancestry, genetics. This one says, I have never had so many good ideas day after day as when I worked in the garden. So yeah, it's that perseverance energy that I was picking up before. And the strength came up again, but it was a different kind of energy with that strength in this deck. It was the energy of like taming the beast, okay? There's limitless potential here, yes. You can keep reinventing yourself, yes. But there is a need to just make sure that you're very aware of your surroundings, and that the hand that feeds, right? The tiger that you've tamed, the lion that you've tamed, can also bite you at a moment's notice, okay? So that's that fame energy again. Just remember that you can only tame it so far, and you're in control. At the end of the day, you're totally in control here. I want to get some of these messages out here. Anything else that pile number one needs to know over the next 6 months of 2023? Over the next 6 months of 2023. Anything else? It's a lot. Look, no need to worry. This reminds me of the Olympic torch, like the cauldron. That's the eternal flame, you know. You've got an internal flame inside of you, pile number one. You might have a lot of fire in your chart, or you just have a great passion for whatever it is that you're working on. And no matter if someone's going to give you praise or not, I think you've got the ability and the wherewithal and the inner strength, you really do. And it's developing over the next 6 months as well. So you don't need to worry too much. It's just as long as you keep all this in check and keep your feet firmly on the ground, there is a sense of this is going to be a great time of learning, especially as you are praised, okay? We can learn a lot in oppressive times, but this is really learning a lot through the more expressive times and the more recognition that you get, okay? Compromise, there's a balance energy coming up again. It does feel like balance between work and play, and balance between home and, you know, the spotlight. You've got no. So whenever you feel like, and you've got stop here as well. So whenever you feel like you may be getting out of balance, it's like come home to yourself, come home to spirit, connect to your inner guidance, and just like lean on, right, the staff here. You will be taken care of in difficult times. Lean on your spirit team. Lean on the people who really have your back. Do not push them away. And then you can choose a new direction. You can always choose a new direction. That is what I said before. It's like we don't just have to follow this red path, like this red carpet laid out in front of us. We can actually like, and I did say it at the very beginning, we can disrupt this level of fame, and we can say, well, no one else who has come out of this, you know, community of whatever it is that you're doing, maybe it's reality TV, and maybe no one's come out and done this and this and this. And so in order for me not to burn out, in order for me not to get like, you know, destroyed by social media, cancelled, I should say, then I'm going to take this path, and this path. And you might actually become more of a mentor, okay? Because I see this as you, like, here's you shining your light, and you're showing the masses that you can do it a different way, and that you can handle this in a different way. That's beautiful energy. Good on you. Whatever this is, please let me know. I know there's a lot of like, I won't say famous people that watch me, but I pick up on a lot of people who are very driven and have big goals. So thank you so much for putting your energy into these readings. When you like, you share, you comment, you subscribe, because it definitely does help to pick up the tribe, okay? The energies of the collective. Final message here for pile number 1. Thank you. Allow yourself to be imperfect, to be afraid, to be weak, to be human. That sums it up so much, okay? You're human. You get to enjoy this spotlight moment. You get to feel beautiful. You get to feel seen, okay? But there's also lessons that come with that about your limits, okay? Your comfort zone, maybe people taking advantage of you, maybe encountering toxic people, perhaps for the first time in that sense, in a work realm kind of sense, or like whatever this passion project or commitment or contractual sense is, especially when it comes to contracts, I feel, with the 7 of Swords, the Justice, and the Devil. Just make sure you're looking at the fine print, but allow yourself to make mistakes, because that's how you're learning here. And again, that feels like an apology to self. It's like, it's all right, little one, we've got this. We're going to keep our heart open, wear our heart on our sleeve. We're going to be our unique and quirky selves, okay, with our fish in our cup. And I can always come back to my center, and there I'll be able to find a new direction. There I'll be able to, like, it's like a navigation system. It's like a compass. I come back to my center point. I come back to my North Star. What's important to me? What's my destiny? Where am I going? And follow that. I love this for you, pile number 1. Good luck, whatever this is. And yeah, you might want to come back over the next couple of months if some of this starts to take shape, and let me know. Maybe even rewatch it. I would flag this one for sure. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 1, you chose the Radiant Wilds Tarot, which we're going to get into in a sec. I'm just going to pull a bunch of cards, Oracle, out here for you to get started. This is your next 6 months over 2023. So whenever you're watching this is when you're meant to find it, because time really is fluid. But for the rest of 2023 is this next 6 months reading. So what is happening for pile number 2? What are the main themes for pile number 2 over the next 6 months of 2023? The rest of 2023, please, Spirit. Of course, remember that it is still a general collective reading, so only take what resonates. Don't let anything take from you. I'm going to take that first one. Like I said, time is fluid, and everyone involved does have free will. So treat it kind of like a heads up, like personal development, and you can do with this information as you wish. What is happening over the next 6 months in 2023? The rest of 2023 for pile number 2, please, Spirit. One more. And the rest of 2020. Thank you. Perfect. Wow, we have flow energy twice. Okay. Intuition. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to put that in the middle. Clean your space. Okay, emotion and divination. Pile number 1 got the emotion card as well. Powerful stuff. And we have loss and true offering. Sometimes you learn true... Wow. What? Sometimes you learn true offering through loss. And there's true offering. You make a passionate invitation for love to take over and bring her own plan instead of the ego's. Interesting. Going with the flow. True offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. These two are so in sync with each other. And the loss is, I really want to put that on that side because it's giving me that intuition energy. You just know everything's going to be fine. You know everything's going to be fine because you're tapped into the divine. You've got chives here, okay? So they're adding just a subtle flavor, a subtle hint of something extra. You've also got scorpionic energy. So yeah, it's like that little bit of intensity just helps you to connect deeper to self, to spirit, to find answers. There's kind of something about like a magical, like fortune telling future, look into the future. What's it called? Like a crystal ball. I think you might be getting flashes of intuitive hits that help you to know that you're on the right path. With this North Node in Destiny, it's like, I'm on the right path. I'm just going to keep like cleaning my worldview, okay? With this clean your space and she's cleaning the window, it's like, just keep cleaning my worldview, and it feels like in your mind's eye, you know, like clean the window of your mind's eye. Keep it nice and fresh. Keep it connected, keep it open, okay? You've got Cancer energy in the four here, talking about the 4th house. There's things that are hidden from you, and that, I mean, that's life, right? Along this journey, very much a spiritual quest, I feel, with you, going with the flow, energizing. The more you can go with the flow over the next 6 months in 2023, the more I feel like you're going to stabilize, okay? It's like all this flow energy and all this clear perspective. It's like clarity coming through, so much clarity that it helps you to balance out this equilateral kind of vibe. It's like the strongest shape, you know? You're when one part of your life starts going right, the rest kind of follow suit. As long as you can keep tapped into your intuition, and as long as you know that as you progress forward, there are going to be some things that you have to get rid of. That's the dirt and the muck. And like, even though, you know, they might have held special memories, especially if you had, like, let's say you painted your window with those markers in Christmas time, and you can do snowflakes on the windows. It's that kind of thing where it's like there's a special memory attached to that, and there was ceremony around that, and there was celebration around that, but that's the end of that season. So we've got to take the decorations down, or it's naff, you know, it looks funny, and you know, then we don't allow the new energy of the new seasons to kind of flow in and add their own bit of spice. Okay, so you've got this like little bit of spice with the chives, and then you've got cucumber, which is very soothing. So it's a nice balance that you've got going on here, and a nice balance between, you know, what is lost as you clean up is returning to love so that it can come back. Like this bird energy, a lot of air energy, a lot of communication, I feel. So something can come back in a new form. It's like shapeshifter energy, come back in a new form, transformed. Beautiful. Okay, let's get some tarot on here for you. With the card number 9 in Clean Your Space, it's really standing out. It could have to do with, it's very much addressing what's next to it. Seeking energy, soul school, learning, higher education, travel, even legal matters, spirituality, philosophy, really like deep contemplation. Wheel of Fortune, the first card. Look at the back bend, right? Going with the flow, yoga poses. It's flexibility, but with that comes a lot of strength. There's a lot of perseverance, a lot of practice required here. That's why you have to keep coming back into flow. It's like you're checking yourself. Every day you look outside that window of your mind's eye and you're like, okay, needs a bit of a scrub, check myself, get back into flow, balance out the spice and the soothing, okay? Balance out what I know and what I will not know. Queen of Pentacles, very grounded energy. I love that for you. Beautiful energy. I'll move that over there a little bit. There's something about ritual candles. So I just saw like a little row of like all the colored candles that might be important to you at the moment. And look, the Queen of Pentacles is very earthy. She is very ritualistic based. She does kind of sit pretty, and things do come to her. She's good with money. She's good with finances. When I say she, of course, you guys know I'm just talking about energy, because of the Queen energy. And she's very contemplative. Like, she can look across at her kingdom and know what needs to be done next. Three of Cups, socializing, having fun with friends, a celebration. Yeah, that's interesting that I said a celebration, but then it's like the decorations have to come down at some point. Okay, what else is happening over the rest of 2023 for pile number 2? The rest of 2023. The Magician. Excuse me. I nearly swallowed that. I was about to say, anything you bloody want. Anything you want. Pile number 2. You can make it. Like, there's big transformation energy here. Big transformation energy. There's karma twice, okay, with the North Star. This is like leaning towards your fulfillment. Finally following the call, the nudge, the whisper. Finding your purpose. Developing that, becoming that, using your integrity as you process along the journey to have these sparks, these moments of maturation, okay? So a project coming to light, a project going in flow as it develops, okay? It's like it becomes, maybe it's trickling down the mountain as a river. So I'm just picturing this as like Yosemite, and it's like coming down the mountain, and then it falls down a waterfall, and then it trickles down a stream, and then it might go into the ocean, right? It might become a wave. So the flow state that you get into energizes, it supports, it lubricates, it's something you can enjoy, it's aiding, it's enriching, it's watering the garden, okay? It's watering the forest around the Queen of Pentacles. There's a richness to this. Six of Pentacles, there's a lot of like giving energy here. Three of Wands. Possible travel, like with the North Node, it definitely does talk about going on a journey, but whether that's actual travel or just this journey of the next 6 months for you in general. But there's strong transformation energy, and that can talk about like making plans, and then it's kind of like setting them and going with the flow and kind of being patient as they develop, okay? There's a strong sense of patience here. With the Six of Pentacles, I feel like there may be a connection to like mother and son, or it could be mother-daughter, parental figure and a child. Let's just say that. There's reaching for more. If you're trying to be generous to self, or you're trying to be generous to others, there's a reaching for more, okay? It's like, I can keep doing better. I can keep pushing myself here. As long as it's remaining in it's almost like whatever you're doing, it's ritualistic. Every morning I wipe the slate clean, or I wipe my vision, I check my vision, I make sure I'm balanced. But I always offer something to the world to keep moving the flow along. I always offer something more. It's like very particular with the Queen of Pentacles, very particular, very like slow and steady wins the race of like getting something done. But you are very powerfully manifesting this. As you move forward, the work that you're putting in, as you move forward in this trusting your intuition state, it really does improve things. There's lots to celebrate along the way, but I think you also know that as you keep giving to this project, or this time, or this energy, you will get the rewards. The right ship will come in. The patience will all be worth it. Interesting energy here. All right, what are the main themes? What are the main themes? The Tower. I just heard rebuild straight off the bat. But this Tower always talks of the ball dropping, right? So this could take as much as the rest of the year until the actual new year, and then the ball drops. You might have a deadline, okay? That's might be what that talks about. It's like after this 6 months is up, then this contract is up, and a new foundation is kind of being built in the process. it's almost like building a bridge, right? You have to like siphon the water out of the way while you put the new like pillars into the ground and stabilize them enough. The cement has to dry enough before the water flows back over it, and then you've got a new structure. So yes, you might be taking a raft across the river all the time, and it's this ritual of patience, patience, patience. I know something is building and this bridge has been built, so then you can drive across it with ease. I do feel like this tower moment is almost like something you know about, you know it's coming, and therefore you're preparing your empire. You're preparing your, it's almost like you're building a lighthouse to become a beacon for other people. Like you have to climb the mountain. I know I'm using a lot of analogies and metaphors, but it's like, if you can climb this mountain and build the tower there or build the lighthouse there, then the light will shine around, and then it kind of not just lights up for other people, but it lights up for you. It lights up your way. It's almost like your work has been worth it. Interesting. What are the main themes? Seven of Swords and Four of Wands. Yeah, rebuilding something here. Rebuilding something. And being careful of just like the people who want to bring the tower down. Especially when it has to do with like disrupting your home. So it's like maybe there's construction going on at your home, and that's going to be very disruptive over the next 6 months. It could be that you have to move home and you are very aware that you have to move home in the next 6 months. It could be that you have to finish building a home in the next 6 months, and there may be people who want to try and slow that process down, who want to like, you know, steal from the lot that it's getting built on. I don't want to scare you, but this is like thievery. This is sneaky energy. This is people who are, you know, not being completely honest with you about a situation. And when it's coupled with the Tower, but you've got the Four of Wands, it's like, well, I've got a commitment to see this through, so I have to face the issues as they arise. I do feel like luck is on your side because of the perseverance, because of your temperament. Okay, so the Nine of Wands hasn't come up and the Temperance card hasn't come up, but there's this energy of you like doing the work and staying in flow and really being tapped in. I think with this loss energy, it's like some things will go, some things will need to be cleared. Okay, if there's a structure that is being cleared, because the Four of Wands can talk about home, it can talk about commitment, it can talk about marriage. If it's maybe dissolving a marriage and building a bridge to like a new life, you know, you have to move out, you know, you have to move on. There is a strong sense of you coming out really on top. And I don't mean to say over someone else, but you're manifesting this rich life for yourself in terms of I feel good, I feel stable, I feel grounded, despite the fact that there may be an uprooting, an upheaval of your actual home, or of this relationship, and that some people might not be completely honest with me, but I'm expecting it. You know, I'm kind of like prepared for this, and I know that it's all going to return to love at some point, and I'm using my intuition on that. Like you might even have some people saying, no, don't be silly, you know, come out and be fun with us and just avoid all your problems, and, you know, do this from a angrier point of view. But I feel like you're very calm, cool, calm and collected. And again, it's like cool as a cucumber, because you know yourself, you know what the path forward is here. And I feel like you finally know your destiny. You're like, I understand why all of this had to happen. Knight of Cups. Okay, so you could have like a new offer coming towards you at the end of this. But I also see this as you just going, look how, right, that watery, flowy energy. I'm so glad that I trusted my own intuition. I'm so glad I trusted my emotions. I'm so glad I didn't freak out with all of this going on. I really, it's almost like you're paving a new path for the river to flow through. Okay, there is a similar thread to that, to pile number one, of like paving your own path, but it's a different journey. I feel like this is more like rooted, and theirs was quite lofty. In saying that though, there's the world energy. It's a completion of a cycle and then coming to a new beginning. Okay, completion of a cycle, coming to a new beginning. It could be to do with a marriage, or I'm really feeling like a home, your home situation, your home destination. Why the Knight of Cups? Why the Knight of Cups here? Why the Knight of Cups? You might be getting a loan or getting some help, okay? Eight of Wands. Yeah, if this is a love offer, it's coming forward with a lot of clarity, and it's coming forward with like it's almost giving you some bright ideas. And again, with the strength of the yoga poses here and the sun energy in this Eight of Wands is like, look, the communication's coming in fast. It could be coming from a fire sign. It could be coming from an air sign. It could be coming from a water sign. But there is a sense of you kind of receiving it with clarity, and there's a lot of backwards and forwards. From here, now where do we go? Are we moving in with someone else? Okay, is that why you keep waiting and going in this flow state? Like, I know something better is going to come through. Yes, I've lost a relationship, or I've lost a home, or something like that. But you don't lose your sense of stability. Queen of Pentacles coming out here is so strong, and this Wheel of Fortune just feels like good karma is owed to you. Good karma is owed to you because of the effort you've been putting in, the work you've been putting in. Even like the self-expression with the Scorpio, and the 1 and the 4 breaks down to a 5. It's the 5th house energy of creativity. So you're managing this situation with creativity, with patience, with flow, and I feel like that stabilizes you, and then it brings you into a new kind of era. It's like a new address. Welcome to my new home. It's like crossing the threshold. It really does feel like at the end of 6 months, there's almost like a time limit on it. As the ball drops, something becomes more. There's the Knight of Wands energy of persevering, okay, that I was talking about. Persevering, having strong boundaries, creating new boundaries, okay. Physically, talking about like a home, I feel like somewhere that feels safer, away from prying eyes, and like the maybe the neighborhood was unsafe or something like that with that 7 of Swords. You know how I was talking about thievery and stuff like that, like just trickster kind of energy too. I feel like you're protecting yourself in a new way, and because of the perseverance and patience and the effort you've put in, I feel like you've been strongly rewarded for that. This is something you can really celebrate at the end of the year. You're really going to look back and go, I manifested all of this, but I actually manifested it through my gentle movement, okay? Through the strength of my movements, through the strength of my daily rituals and practices. And this clearing energy is coming up. It was the start and it's the end. It's Ace of Swords energy of just clearing things, getting clear on things, clarifying things, clearing the clutter, but really clearing your mind, keeping your mind open to possibilities. And I'm really drawn to say the crown chakra, especially with the depiction on this card, that your affirmation is, I'm open to the healing power of spirit working through my life. Okay, I'm open to the healing power of spirit working through my life. And that's your intuition. It's like something coming full circle, right? Look at the intuition card. It's like an eye in the middle. You just have this clear vision, this clear foresight. You know exactly what you need to do. It's just a process to get there. I love this. That's very practical. Very practical. Okay, let's get another message here for pile number 2. For the rest of 2023. A year from now, things are going to look very different. You may be in a new partnership with a new home, a new community with all these couples around the world. Okay, see the world in the middle there? It's like I've created a whole new world for myself. I knew I could do it. After this loss, I have, stepped aside with my ego, and I've let time figure things out and practice figure things out. And so there's this new beginning. It could be in a new part of the world, again, a new community, whatever that means to you. But a year from now, I feel like there's a lot of abundance, and you're going to look back and really be proud of the work that you've done here. But a sense of like calm. I love that. Within the next few weeks, things are going to start to shake up here. This looks like an oasis, okay? This feels like an oasis. It feels like almost like a Garden of Eden or something. Like there's a lot of richness. There's a lot of fertile ground. It could be that you start to look at your surroundings differently. I'm really drawn to the pillars and just the tower energy. And you're like, okay, what can we take from this fertile ground before it's no longer ours, or before it needs to go through this transformation phase? Okay, with the tower coming down and then the Four of Wands, it's like commitment to a new phase, commitment to a new build, whatever that means to you. Awesome. Can we get... Wow, there's a lot. Okay. Oh, pile number 1 got this one as well. Crash. Allow yourself to be imperfect, to be afraid, to be weak, to be human. Yeah, there is a softness in your overall reading. You might want to juice some cucumbers. Set goals that fit you despite the pressure of others' expectations, judgment, or competition. Yeah, strongly. Okay, I'm not going to go out and party. I'm going to stay grounded. Yes, I will celebrate with you, but I've got a job to do over the next 6 months. I've got a whole new foundation that I'm building. I've got a new empire that I'm building. I've got a new safety net. Okay, it's a safety net. I know I'm on the right path, and no matter what you say, I've got this clarity in me that you can't, you know, rush. And here we say, don't rush your life. There'll be time enough to learn all you need to know to go as far as you're meant to go. Yeah, it's like the universe is really revealing to you through your intuition and through this clear mind and clear sight what steps need to be taken next. Okay, if you keep looking to that north node, that north star, you will be guided. The light will guide you along the way. I know that sounds pretty woo-woo, but it's like you just have this inner knowing that everything, and look at all the green on these cards. It's like a fresh new fertile ground. I can't help but say, like, it's going to be, despite the disruptions, it's going to be better than it was before. You know, it's going to give you a security, the Six of Pentacles. It's going to give back to you. It's like if you keep pouring into this fertile ground and nurturing and nourishing and building with it, going with the flow, there's a sense of watering it, then what it will provide later is so much more than what you had to give up, okay? What you had to offer, what you had to lose, and what you possibly had to say no to. Other people's opinions, other people's expectations, some lessons. You had to take some L's, okay? You're learning as you go, and that's the beautiful part about this. Very, very powerful, but quietly powerful, okay? You could be like not as social as you keep working on this over the next 6 months. Maybe you're a very social, community-oriented person, but there's a sense of like maybe keeping a few things to yourself. There's this like quiet moon energy of like locking the door behind you, okay? That's pretty specific. So I hope this resonated in some way, shape, or form for you, pile number 2. Good luck with all of this. I am excited to see where it's going to take you. If you start getting like hints of this happening over the next couple of months, you might want to come back and have a look. So maybe flag this one and yeah, check it out again, take some notes, or choose another pile too. If you think there's, okay, this talks about my work situation, what about my love situation? I might even do a reading on love specifically for the next 6 months. We shall see. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 3, you chose the Muse Tarot deck, which I'm just going to pop over there for a sec while we get some Oracle out here for you. This is about the rest of 2023, the next 6 months. I am recording it in July, but whenever you find it is when you're meant to find it, of course. Please remember it still is a general collective reading, so only take what resonates. Don't let anything take from you. And time is fluid. We all have free will. So kind of look at it as like personal development. Messages for pile number 3 over the next 6 months, the rest of 2023. The rest of 2023. The rest of 2023. That's it, they said. That's it. All right. The rest of 2023. And I'll get more as we go along. We have Neptune Dreams, Cancer the Doula, very watery energy, Gemini the Butterfly, spend time with animals, massage. We have Space, Balance, and Peace. Very dreamy energy. Ooh la la. And put that there. It feels balanced there. Switching sides like a Gemini, I just heard. That came up in one of our Gemini mini shorts readings. So space and peace. Peace in your body as well. And then you have tranquility. What? What? Awakening. Energetic clearing. Absolutely. There's like that space is energetic clearing so that your dreams can come through. So that your dreams can be heard, seen, realized. Have you been through the mill? Is that what I'm feeling with all this energetic clearing, awakening energy, stepping into your path after you feel like you've been like wandering on a maze and kind of getting lost along the way? And then tranquility energy. I'm going to pop that like right over the balance. It's like now I've got the flame in my hand. Remember like the old ways of lighting up? Not remember because I don't think anyone's that old. But like historically, like you've lit your own candle and you're walking through the dark. You're finding your way. Card number 43. Violet. Okay, that could be someone's name. But again, we've got a lot of dreamy energy. Neptune and dreams is Pisces energy. This card has Pisces on it. You've got Gemini, air energy of this transformation butterfly, a softness about it, collaboration, communication, something like flexible, okay? And then Cancer is the doula energy. It's all the emotions and the feeling and the sympathy and the empathy and the nostalgia, okay? So the only people that might understand are like animals. It's like you don't have to say a word, but they'll understand you. There's a wisdom coming through with the owl at the top of the deer's head there. There's a sense of wisdom coming through when it comes to, I feel like secrets being kept with the squirrel at the bottom, confidence, wisdom over ego, and a sense of loyalty here with the like wolf dog. And then the cat, yeah, spiritual guidance for sure. Spiritually protected at this time. You might be getting massages. You might be getting some kind of energy work done to awaken, to clear, okay? Oh my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. During crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. And then you've got the path, which is the luminous plan. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. Yeah, there's no need to stress. There's no need to worry. All is coming into balance. I feel emotional balance coming in for you. So what is at play here? What is this all regarding? What is this awakening? Getting prophetic messages in your dreams and the subconscious coming to light. Almost having time enough to sit with your subconscious and formulate the plan. And to really heal, okay? The wheel. I feel like everyone's gotten this so far, okay? The Wheel of Fortune. It's like things are coming into balance because karma is at play here. I also feel like it's the end of a long cycle. So it could have been this is the end of a healing cycle for you. Or it's just the beginning for some of you with this space and the awakening. Although I feel like, do we ever stop healing? But for something that seemed dark, okay? I think something where you had to like do a little dance with the figures underneath here. It's like, this is where you've been. And I feel like they were doing the cha-cha, okay? So you might have had to like balance a lot of things out. You might have had to bend in ways you didn't want to. You got the Ten of Pentacles there. So everything feels like it's coming into fruit, okay? It feels like everything is a sense of community, a sense of family, a sense of longevity. You're really like healing for something that is rich and materialistically rich as well. Like it's going to support you for a long time to come. What the work that you're doing now is going to support you for a long time to come. And it also feels like as you follow your dreams and you follow your new path, it's going to bring you into a solid foundation. It's going to bring you into prosperity. It's going to bring you into a commitment you can count on for the next 10 years. It's going to bring you to a place of, yeah, it's family oriented, and so is the Cancer and the doula energy there. Three of Emotions, Three of Cups. I think every pile's got the Three of Cups as well. You may have had a lot of emotional drains, emotional outlets. You may have had to be an emotional, like, body temple. You might have had to be an emotional standing point for someone. And I think you're coming out of that place of like, well, I don't want to be in that role anymore. There's something about changing a role with the awakening. It's going from one thing to another thing, but I think it's like you were a healer of this dimension and now you're a healer of that dimension. That's pretty out there. Knight of Swords, I think everyone has gotten this as well. There's a clarity. I'm listening, I hear you say. I'm listening. Okay. Ideas are taking flight. I'm drawn to the, like, bunting the flags around here, which is feeling like you're at the top of Everest. Okay, you've reached the crescent point. Okay, so you're at the pinnacle of your healing. High Priestess, yeah, there's things that you are keeping close to your chest that you also know that you can't explain to other people. You're seeing a lot of signs, synchronicities. You're following them. You could be very much an energy healer yourself with this hand, okay, and the lunation here. That's very much Cancer energy. Yeah, you could be a healer, an energy healer, and you're called to heal yourself first. Have an emotional clearing, because there are three emotions and the energetic clearing. That's an emotional clearing for some reason. Now I see clearly. I'm making better decisions for myself, for my best and highest good. It could be about learning more as well with the High Priestess energy. It's like, okay, karma's turning in the right direction. I don't, maybe there was a disrupted sense of balance and you did have to switch sides like a Gemini, but through this transformation, this tranquility, this space, this distance, I feel, from one modality, I guess, from one type of being or way of being, one method of operation into another. So changing careers or changing your method of how you put your work out into the world or how you exist in the world is truly transforming to create a new sense of balance where you don't have to feel like you so you don't have to fake it till you make it. And so you're not feeling like you're seeking social validation to kind of exist anymore. You want to be on a path that is all of your own. This has been an underlying message, I think, for all piles, and yours is like the spiritual pinnacle of it all. Okay, can we have a look at what is happening in work? The Devil. Okay, yeah. Something's become toxic and that needs to, something's taken control of you and you want to take control back. And that's possibly what has to do with the karma. It's like, I'm taking my control back now, please. With this sense of space, distance between things. What is happening in love? What is happening in love? We have the Empress, the Ace of Emotions, and the Queen of Materials. Wow, some of you could be pregnant or you could be coming home to family, spending more time on self-love, self-nurturing, nesting. A lot of nurturing energy coming up actually with the doula, the Empress, even that the Ace of Cups and that Queen of Materials. It's like sitting pretty at home, maybe working from home from now, attracting what is best for you. This is when it comes to love, it's attracting what is best for you, realizing your worth, realizing that you're the queen of all queens, and kind of like asking for better and getting better. You're manifesting it. You're also someone who is like, I'm going to keep my heart open and I'm going to, you know, perhaps accept a new love offer. But I feel like there's an apology to self, and that came up in one of the piles as well. An apology to self for what you let slip or what you gave away, that perhaps took from you. There's also a sense of something perhaps that's taken some time to come about with the Queen of Pentacles. This is like slow moving, grounded, stable energy. It does give me the feeling of like mothering or mothering from home, or like someone who's taken like 9 months to possibly come around because they wanted to have something stable with you, and they see you as independent and, you know, well off, and you do good, you do well in your career. There's something very stable coming through. If I'm looking at now the 10 of Pentacles on this side of the reading, where I just happen to put the love cards, it's like in collaboration with this person, possibly, that you guys have like a long-term commitment here that is very prosperous, very fruitful, very abundant. And I think this person needed to show up that way, and is offering you their cup of love now that they realize there's no one better. Okay, tell me more about the Devil energy. Tell me more about the Devil energy. Four of Wands and Page of Emotions. Yeah, it feels like putting yourself on a new path for sure, but putting yourself possibly into a new commitment, a commitment to self, a commitment to what feels right, a commitment to the vision that you had for yourself. Because this is the work energy that we're picking up, and the Four of Wands is a commitment. Okay, it's a new threshold. You could be coming into community with some people, and you're working from home or working from someone's home. Okay, with the women kind of surrounding the circle here. Yeah, I see your heart chakra really being lit up in a new way, where it's like, oh, this is new and fresh, but it's better than the Devil energy. I've detached from those kind of commitments, and now I've got a new commitment that really lights up my heart space. It makes it, I'm very much picking up like school energy here though. Like I just heard School of Fish, and with the kind of octopus skirt of this woman, it's like, many hands make light work, right? And then you've got these women in circle. Many hands make light work. So it's, instead of being attached and obsessed and controlled by a certain place or like workplace or certain person, even if it was like a habit that you realized you were falling into, it's like now that I lighten the load with more hands make light work, I feel like I'm getting a better read on it. I'm getting a better, yeah, and that could have been the epiphany that you had. That could be the clearing you needed to have. There's a lot going on here. You've got the Page of Voices. So you've got the Knight of Swords and you've got the Page of Swords. There's definite learning here. And the Ten of Wands. Learning to not overburden yourself anymore, and to really give yourself space to have the new ideas that you need to have. It's like you were spiraling out of control in your mind. Your mind just had too much going on. You were overburdened by responsibilities of this toxic environment, perhaps. And you were lost in the maze because you just couldn't get any of your own passions out. You couldn't get any of your own thoughts out. Your thoughts were discombobulated. But now you feel like you're having a breakthrough, and that you need to rush forward in a new direction because the clarity is so bright, that you're like, okay, I'm rushing forward in a new direction. That gives me a sense of space from whatever this toxicity and karmic cycle was completing. It helps me to awaken to what is best for me. It thins the veil to the magic that I need, to the enchantment. And it actually enchants the journey, is really what I'm feeling. It makes it all the more worthwhile. This gives you a great sense of peace. This gives you a great sense of like power over your skills, over your... It gives you like personal power from the seat of your personal power. You may not be telling a great deal of people about this. There's something cloaked. There's something hidden. But there's something like a secret society kind of... I just feel like this group of women, it could be men, it could be mixed. And there's just this feeling of people who are there to support you and help you through this process. It could be therapy for sure. Seven of Voices. What is going on? Everyone has had that card as well. Look, we all have things that we need to be aware of. We need to be aware of the sly foxes in the dark. But sometimes I feel that sly fox could be ourselves. It could be our shadow self trying to bring us back down to, no, I have to do everything by myself. If I'm going to get it done, I have to do it by myself. That switching sides like a Gemini. The ego wants its moment too. I want that self-validate, that societal validation. I want to be the more prosperous collaborator, the one on top. I want to be the one that is, it's kind of a restless energy. Okay, so I think that's why you need to spend time within nature and, you know, do some energy work on yourself, realign, okay, realign to your own path. There's more prosperity in that than there is being out of balance and feeling like you need to be multiple people to impress different people. Yes, we all put on a mask to deal with different social situations, but I feel like you were living out of your balance. You were there was a sense of confusion about your vision and your dreams and your direction because you were fidgety, and there was a superficiality that was coming through. So just be careful about being like your own worst enemy, the saboteur in your own situation here. Interesting. Can we get another message here for pile number 3 for the rest of 2023? Helpful people, take action in the right direction. Yeah, look, you can still be a unicorn amongst helpful people. You can still be recognized and seen and appreciated, and you can fly too close to the sun without getting burnt. Okay, you can have your recognition, or you can have your awakening in a way that feels much more peaceful and balanced and right. There's something like right about this, and I don't mean to say like there's a right and a wrong, but it just feels like it's your path, it's your journey, it's your way, without compromising your softness. There's a strength in your softness, and I think you're starting to realize that. Let's get some more. I want to go deeper. What is happening here for pile number 3? Sun, happiness and well-being. There's a lot of cards there. I just realized how many fell out. And we were just talking about flying too close to the sun, but it's like shooting your shot. Go for it. Follow the positives, okay? I think you've been in this moody kind of energy with Neptune and dreams and Cancer and the doula and the high priestess. There's a lot that's been hidden from you for a while, but I think as you start to awaken and find your path and detach from one thing and move into another thing, and you're free to express yourself, and your ideas can start taking shape and form, and they start lighting up again, then your well-being will benefit from that, because you're not trying to keep up with the Joneses kind of energy here. Hard work ahead. Yeah, put down the roots, stabilize the table. And again, it feels like a lot of people at the table, okay? Who are you inviting to your boardroom, basically, of your life? What influences? You are the outcome, you are the product of the top 5 people that you hang around. So who are you eating with, you know? Dealings or relationship with a younger woman, okay? So it could be like that's your younger self, that's your ego self, kind of saying like maybe you're working with people that are younger than you, and you're like, it's okay to, you know, perhaps feel a little bit out of my depth, or like I'm not being recognized for my wisdom. But I do feel like there's you could be a mentor as well as being a mentoree. And there's a relaxing into this. There's a tranquility about this. There's a realizing your worth, knowing your worth, but not needing to force it. There's a softness about this. Time to go out and have fun. Okay? Enjoying, celebrating. There's the 3 of Cups. That's the going out and having fun. That's drinking wine, specifically with the grapes energy there. So don't forget to celebrate your small wins along the way, because they're not as small. Like if you're hermiting away, I feel like the space energy here, this blank space, I do feel like there might be a period where you're not sure what's going to fill that space. And it's okay to celebrate that one chapter has closed, and that you don't know where you might be going next until it like awakens to you, literally in your dreams. I think you need to really keep a dream journal with the awakening and the dreams here. Keep a dream journal, and there's going to be a lot of clarity that comes through. But if you celebrate, it's almost like a closure. Does that make sense? I think you've got a lot of people, good people, who want to celebrate with you, to say, no, where you've come and what you've just let go, or what you have said no to, what you've turned the cycle around on. We need to celebrate that. Yeah, horseshoe, good luck. This is beautiful. I feel like you're very divinely protected. Helpful people in this physical realm and also in the divine realm, okay? Good advice from a wise person. Not just from, where's the owl? Right there. the owl and the owl, okay? Not just from physical people, but from your ancestors, from your higher self too, okay? From your higher self. Don't lie to yourself about this situation. And you're the wise person here. I don't care who else has been wise to you. This energy here is saying you've got a lot going on. You've got a lot of responsibilities, but you've got a lot of clarity coming through that's going to help you move forward and take action in the right direction. That is a strong sense of wisdom that you're following with that high priestess energy that puts you on the right path. That feels really destined. It feels really good, really healthy. I think I need to do a next 6 months in love as well. So stay tuned for that, because that Empress energy, the Queen of Materials, you're really sitting pretty. You're sitting in a good place. You know, there's a lot of prosperity around that. And I'd be interested to see where that goes. All right, pile 3, your final advice is free yourself from the things that hold you back, beliefs that limit you, worries that deplete you, and fears that keep you from the future you truly want. Yeah. You don't need to have these fears of not fitting in, or these perceptions of what other people want, and trying to bend over backwards for people that you don't even like anymore. Okay, so free yourself from this situation. This is a beautiful, tranquil, happy, soft time, and you're making moves very easily. You know, it's like almost like you don't even need to take that much action. You just need to wake up each morning with a new sense of positivity and a reminder that as one space is emptied, another can be filled, and it can be a peaceful process. It doesn't have to be as dramatic as things might have been with this obsession, or with this addiction, or with this controlling person, place, or thing. You have so much more to offer the world here. Your ideas are so important, and they're being set free. They're not going to be held back anymore, and you don't need to worry about it because luck is on your side. So go out and have fun and enjoy the space and the emptiness, and then what fills it is going to be much more in balance than anything that you had before. I love this for you, pile number 3. Please let me know how this resonates in the comments below. Even if it starts to take shape in a few months, you might want to come back and take a few notes and try again. But yeah, take really good care of yourselves. You are so wise. You are so powerful. Your personal power is the key here. Yes, you've got people on your side, but you are more powerful than you give yourself credit for. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Pile number 4, you chose the Star Child Tarot. I've got my heated blanket on. It's winter. And I just got stuck. Oh no. Okay. You chose the Star Child Tarot, but we are going to get some Oracle out here first. I don't think there's any coincidences in my readings, so if something is stuck temporarily, don't worry, your chair has wheels. Look, Jupiter expansion, Saturn and wisdom. You'll be overcoming any challenges for sure. I love that. All right, so what is happening? Please remember that this is still a general collective reading. Please only take what resonates. Don't let anything take from you. Everyone has free will and time is fluid. So see it more like personal development as a bit of a heads up and of what you can expect. Pile number 3 got massage as well. I saw it more as energy work for them. Some of you may have a womb or have a connection to the feminine over the next 6 months of 2023. What is happening for the rest of 2023 for pile number 4? What is happening for the rest of 2023 for pile number 4? Invite help. Individuality and clearing the rest of 2023. Longevity. Agreement. Communication. This is a lot. This is a lot. The rest of 2023. Messages for pile number 4's best and highest good. All right. Let's make room. Okay, Jupiter expansion, Saturn and wisdom. So using your resources wisely. You have pain, abundance, and anger. Wow. Are you alchemizing your pain and your anger through your body and turning it into prosperity and abundance here? Turning it into gold, you know, making something out of nothing. Alchemy is turning raw materials, right? Saturn and wisdom. I'm turning my wisdom into something that is thriving and abundant and is useful and in demand is what I'm feeling as well. We have communication and the P and longevity and chrysanthemum. Scorpio energy and Pisces energy there as well. Peas in a pod. I'm just drawn to the 2 there. The 2 is the second house of materials and value. So yeah, I feel like you're inviting in help that helps you to expand beyond the pain and the anger into a place where you can create more for yourself. Okay, you have memory and agreement, so there could be contracts that need to be drawn up or that need to be dissolved. Okay, the strawberry and the rosemary. You've got Libra balance and you've got Leo energy there as well. All right, we have clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will arrive. You shift from mine to God's. Such freedom. Drawn instantly to the little like honeysuckle or honey eater bird, bluebird thing at the top there. So I feel like there's messages coming in. There's information coming in. Yeah, something written like a contract with this like inkwell and the feather here. I'm also seeing this as like a compass, this stopwatch thing. It's like there's a time limit on this. This has come to its end of its time. This contract needs to be dissolved in some way. Again, the feather over here, and then this like oracle over here. It's faded. Divine timing has played its part. Karma has played its part. Timing. Something's come full circle. There's a sweetness, a bitter sweetness to this though, because you've got rosemary and strawberry, which wouldn't normally go together, maybe in essential oils, you know. Invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready, God. Pursue me. Yes, getting divine intervention is kind of what I feel. Individuality. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. You had to go through these lessons, okay? You had to go through this like almost like coming down to earth energy with a jolt and kind of landing, instead of landing amongst the foam, if you're in a gymnastics foam pit, it's like you've landed among the rubble. You've had to cut some trees down and you're working with that timber to create something else, to build something else, to ground something else. This has really tested you, but I feel like it's set you on this new journey, this new ride, where now you've gone like, well, I haven't got anything else to lose, so now I'm going to move in the right direction, and it's going to come from within, okay? So whether you have a womb or not, you could be dealing with someone who is pregnant. This could be LGBTQI+2, etc. based. I'm just seeing the rainbow here, but I do see that as like divine healing. I also feel like connect with your womb, even if you're a masculine, it's like connecting to the cycles, okay? The cycles of nature. You could be really drawn to moon energy at this time. But look at all these birds, and I was drawn to the bird over here. So there's messages coming in loud and clear. Something that has been a long time coming, that you've waited a long time for this agreement to be dissolved, to kind of set you free. There's been anger in this, but I think amongst the anger you can see, and I'm really interested about how this looks like blood, right? And we're talking about the womb and cycles. I'm really interested to see how this could be like pent up rage in your like sacral chakra, in your solar plexus, one or two of those places, possibly sacral because of the you know, anatomy pictured here. But it can come from, it can reduce, right, your personal power. It can reduce your solar plexus above the navel, okay? But I think you're coming back, you're rebirthing and I think you're moving this energy through your body. You're rebirthing this energy, and it's like bloodletting. You had to let all that go. You had to let the anger go. And this I inside the anger is like, I see now why I had to go through this. And now I'm no longer angry about it. I'm excited about where this is going to take me next. Okay, this leap of faith. Where am I heading to next? Where am I off to? You could be even traveling with that Jupiter energy, and inviting help into how to make that happen. If you're traveling for some kind of operation or something, that's also coming up. There's a sense of like trusting your sovereign self. And that's I think where I was coming from with that solar plexus, because this is very sacral chakra, but the solar plexus is strong here and in terms of like trusting your gut. Okay, and I'm in touch with the source of my power. And so your self-sovereignty is saying like, I don't just trust what the doctors are saying to me, possibly for some of you. If this is a well-being matter, it's more of like, I trust myself and I know where I need to go now. Okay. What is the communication coming in? I'm interested to see what the communication is. Temperance. Yeah, you've waited a long time. Something you've been really patient for, but it's very healing to hear this. It's healing to your physical body, okay? With the second house here, it's healing to your physical body, but affecting your finances. So I think you've been really stressed out about money. And with the peas in a pod, it could be like you were overcrowded. There was too much going on. 10 of Cups. Yeah, you're moving to a place where now you can be more fulfilled. You can be happier. And now you can choose the peas that are in your pod. Okay, interesting. You know, peas have a sense of like rolling around on your plate and escaping quickly. It's like you had to, it was like herding cats to keep all of this in check, to keep finances in check and material possessions in check. And now you're coming to a place where it's like, no, I have fulfillment because I've waited. Your patience is paying off here. Page of Cups. I nearly saw that as peace. Peace of Cups. Okay. So the Page of Cups coming through with like an offer. I think there's communication coming in for sure. There's communication about an emotional issue. A love issue potentially, because the 10 of Cups can talk about happy family life. Why the Temperance? Why the healing? Akashic Records. Yeah, it's like destined, divine timing. There's an all-knowing sense here. This was pre-written, preordained, blueprinted, pre-agreed to, pre-contracted. You could be feeling like you've lifted a curse. That's pretty deep for some of you. I'm going to put these cards over here. You've got the Magician, the 9 of Wands. There's that perseverance for your manifestations to evolve. You've got the 7 of Crystals. Again, patience, working on something. And the Tower energy. You were waiting for something to crumble. You've been waiting this whole time so that you can manifest something better. It's like I had all these ideas that I wanted to put into play, but until I got out of this agreement, there was nothing I could do. And then we have the 7 of Swords here, which every single group, I feel like every single group has gotten that. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're watching all of them. But there's a sense of like what was sneaky, what was unknown, what was untruthful is coming to light because it's almost been exposed. It's like the Tower was hiding the rock that was holding the sword and the sword of truth, I feel. So it's like as the tower crumbles around the stone is revealed amongst the rubble, right? Amongst the rubble. We talked about falling back down to earth, and then there's the truth inside the stone, and there's the blood in the stone. There's this like underlying message about you knew the truth all along. You just had to get to the right point in your journey with the Akashic Records. You had to get to the right point in your journey to be able to have the physical strength, I feel, to pull out this sword of truth so that you could release something here, so that you could manifest something better. Did I say they were... Oh, that's the 9 of Wands. Yeah, so you could release something and move towards something better. You were manifesting an ending, to be completely honest. And however it was going to happen is however it had to happen. And yes, that's painful and it can cause anger because you're like, all my hard work that I put into that. But it's like the treasure was buried underneath this unstable foundation anyway. And now in the clearing, right, as you move all the rubble away, that's in the wisdom, you actually find a new container, okay? It's almost like a treasure chest. You find the bones of something, the truth of something. And that's when you can invite help in to make it more what you want, okay? Make it speak the language of your body, okay? Very much let it speak the language of your body. And there's the communication. I get to rewrite and I get to have a new chapter that is 10 plus years of fulfillment and happiness from here with that 10 of Cups. I get to have a new chapter here. Tell me more about the abundance and the expansion. Ooh, upside down. Tell me more. Queen of Swords. Yeah, being assertive. All right, this is what we're going to do from here. You don't need to reveal your pain to everyone. I think you're keeping like parts of yourself silent or hidden as like a protection mechanism. Tell me more about the abundance and Jupiter expansion energy here. Tell me more about the abundance energy after this Tower moment. Very specific. And I think that's you. I've got something very clear to say. I've waited a long time. I've been taking my notes in my journal. There's a lot of writing. Okay, you could have been writing a book. And you're released now from the contract. And it's like, oh, there's a weight off my shoulders here. But it also feels like you were contracted to write something you didn't want to like relive, potentially. Nine of Crystals. That's literally the treasure I was talking about. Wish fulfillment. Okay, and I feel like it's coming from within, and it's coming because you're able to stand up for yourself with that individuality card. It's like all these opinions are around you, but you know exactly what you need to say and what you need to do to find your fulfillment and your happiness. You've been manifesting this for a long time, and you've been saying to source, I'm ready, and here's the Temperance energy. I feel like you've been so patiently waiting, and you're like, things are meant to come when I'm ready, right? So where are they? There was still more to learn. There was still like some scaffolding that needed to be taken down so that you could move forward without restraint. That's the rest of the Tower. That's the rest of the clearing kind of energy. The Empress energy, yeah, a 9-month cycle perhaps, birthing something new into the world. It could have to do literally with birth, okay? Or with healing the womb space in general from a birth or from trying to fall pregnant, sending you my love. But this is also like going with the seasons and knowing that the treasure within means that when I speak my truth, I am very attractive. I'm very magnetic. I'm very powerful. I'm the queen of all queens. The Lover's energy here. Is this something that you're doing with family, with a lover? Is it when all of this is released that you're able to be with a lover? Because this Empress energy is mothering energy. And look how like beautiful and like family, or like it's our small family. It might not be traditional. It might not be the way everyone else does it, but I've got my fur babies, okay? And I've got my 10 of Cups over here with my good friend group. And I get to choose the it's kind of like choose the family, okay, that you associate with, that you call family. And 3 of Cups, it's celebrating. Now I can celebrate. That's the abundance, is realizing the treasure within, having your wish fulfilled because you were able to. It's like signing a new contract or speaking your truth or being assertive enough to say no to something and yes to something else that expands your possibilities and gives you an abundance of opportunities moving forward to create a happy, beautiful, abundant receiving. I feel like you start to receive so much more. You receive the blessings of the universe and you actually find there's so much more to be. You receive the blessings of the universe, okay? This is the World card, closing one chapter and starting a new one. And it feels like the world is at your oyster at this point. So much to celebrate. Ace of Crystals, yeah. New opportunities left and right. 3 of Swords, time to overcome the pain and the healing. Time to alchemize that. 10 of Wands. Now I get to choose the responsibilities that I take. Now that's a sense of justice for me. And that sense of justice, it helps me soothe the pain of what I lost before. Okay, now with this new perspective, I can focus on the sun, I can focus forward, I can focus on what opportunities I want to say yes to, I can focus on the good. I can focus on the good. What else is at play here for Pyle? Hills, obstacles to overcome. Absolutely. For pile number 4, the rest of 2023, please, Spirit. The rest of 2023. We have bird perched, waiting for news, package, letter. Did I not say there's communication that you've been waiting for a long time from a little messenger, from a bird. Birds everywhere. Flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. That's the Queen of Swords. You know your boundaries now. That's the Nine of Wands. It's the Seven of Swords too, like saying no and taking the blindfold off so you're aware of people who are trying to fool you, okay? Younger woman, dealings or relationship with a younger woman. I feel like what would younger you do as well, okay? But you could be getting some help from people who are younger than you, and you're extremely grateful for that. And coins, money will be coming to you. There's a sense of abundance that comes from this difficult period and overcoming. It's almost like sharing your story too of maybe what you've been through. And I think you create a new perspective for people to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, you shine light on something that is possibly a difficult thing for a lot of people, and you show them how to expand and to journey through it and to create new opportunities from something like this. Okay, it feels like you show people how to live a happy, positive life again after a period of, testing, and you help them ground something, but also you help them to shoot their shot and to take better risks in the right directions. I've decided halfway through doing these readings that I need to do a 6 months love for the rest of 2023, so I'll dive more into that as well. Choose a new direction. That's coming. It's coming 100%. I see you as a leader, okay? Leading the masses, communicating. You could be on a platform. You could be on a podcast. Something very communicative about this. So either a book or a podcast or an interview. Even just putting your story out there, it helps you to choose a new direction. But I also, like I said, it strongly gives me the feeling that you help other people to choose a new direction. Peaceful resolution, if you believe. I think you've been believing for a long time. Be assertive, Queen of Swords, 100%. That's the key. Take the mask off, show people what you want to show them, keep the rest to yourself. Say no to certain things so that you can say yes to something better. It's like that. I really felt that was a no. I get to say no now. Romance and success, right? Wow. This helps you to come into alignment with your best and highest good. It helps you to come into alignment with the love that is meant for you. Again, I'm strongly getting like a same-sex relationship, but a sense of success coming through here, potentially when it has to do with how you procreate with your lover, okay? That's very specific, actually. So please only take that how it resonates. If it's like hetero love for you, then there's success coming through now that you're able to say no to someone else having control over your body in some way, shape or form, and you being contractually obliged to live a certain way. There's a lot of different messages. It's not just one message, but I do feel like the good news or the package or the letter that you've been waiting for, it's like signed, sealed, delivered, and then it helps you on the healing process to find the right people to help you clear the rubble, pull the sword out of the stone, and stand up for your own individuality, okay? With that sword, you're able to then speak your truth. So the final advice here for you is whether you win or lose, applaud yourself for trying, okay? But I really do feel like there's a win coming here. It may be cloaked in a different dress though, okay? With the Jupiter and expansion, it's like a lucky dice. It's like throw the dice. It feels like no matter which way you throw the dice, there will be success here. And it may just take you to like look back on this over the next 6 months. Like at the end of the year, you might look back and go, I actually overall won in this situation because it was destined. There's a strong sense of like destiny ruling the roost. Divine timing, strong sense of divine timing and divine communication. Like it's all like preordained, it's all pre-written. But applaud yourself for trying, okay? This success, this assertiveness, this wish fulfillment that's coming, you manifested all of this. And I really feel like Spirit and the universe is so, so proud of you for what you're achieving, what you're living through, what you've waited for, what you're healing, and what you're actually like setting an example for in some way, shape, or form for others. There's a wisdom that you're giving to the world. Whether that's on a global sense or a community sense, it's beautiful. I love this for you, pile number 4. Good luck. Take really good care of yourself. Keep believing in that peaceful resolution. It is yours. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.